What is up, my Sebs? I hope you are comfortable and you are in a safe, calm, cool, warm, whatever comfortable is for you place. This one's a bit of a longer video. If you've been following along, I have 4 previous videos that are all just flight videos with a little bit of music to them. But I'm doing 31 days of flying, and if you have been following along, you know that I haven't really posted in about 5 days, almost 6 days now, and that's because if it's not one thing, it's another. Hashtag. I was humming along pretty good, or hovering along, if you will, with the drone lingo, and things were going pretty good. Ended up breaking Sebula. This is one of the last videos you're gonna see from Sebula, at least for a while, until I can get my hands on a Crazy Bee Pro F4 board. Not the V1, V2, V2.1, or V3s from the HD Modulel or the Larvae or Sky, whatever I don't know. Happy Model's got so many freaking models out. That's why I'm not getting any of their boards, because I have fried probably 3 or 4 boards in the last few months. I really enjoyed the Sebula though. The Pro board, the 1 and 2S board has been wonderful. So that has slowed me down a bit, and I ended up having to build a new one, a new quad. It's a 2-inch. It's on the 85X HD frame. Originally, it was going to be my own 85X HD 4K with the Caddx hybrid split hybrid. Wow, that's a mouthful. With the Caddx split hybrid 4K camera. Come to find out, though, that doesn't have any canopies around. I got the Tarsier canopy, which I knew wouldn't fit, but I figured I could at least play with it a little bit and maybe make it my own, and it's just not working because the Caddx hybrid split is 1 board versus the Tarsier, which is 2 boards, so it just doesn't do what I need it to do because it can't access the DVR. Yada yada yada. So I got Thunder Drone on a project with that. In the meantime, I put the AKK all-in-one from the Sebula onto this 85 frame, which is now the Seb85 S85BBY. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not really worried about it because I very firmly doubt that you're trying to pronounce the name of my drones. It's just more or less there for continuity, and I really like the whole Sebby deal. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but with the name Sebby, kind of keeping things in the family. So it's been nice though. I got to take that out up at the ranch with Thunder Drone, fly that around, and aid in that, which is what you're seeing right now. And then day 8, I think we're on day 8, yeah, I was up at Willow Springs for the weekend for the final race of the season. For those of you that don't know, I was a tech official for the last 6 seasons up there at the International Speedway, Willow Springs International Speedway, specifically the Speedway at Willow Springs. That's a mouthful, I know, and not extremely original, but it's a quarter-mile oval. They call it the Speedway, even though it's not a speedway. It's it's as we built it at one point. It's Bristol in your backyard. Really, it's grassroots racing, and it's been a wonderful time. I finally got to fly it. I have flown it before, but I got to fly with the 85. Still staying with some very basic flying, as you can see, because this big boy's still new to me. I'm just now. This one's forcing me to go and fly in acro mode. Thunder Drone got on me about having stab mode on, and I don't need it or something. I don't know. I think it's because we have air mode on that made stab mode bad. I don't know. Comment down wherever you comment about how I'm wrong, and that's fine. Or tell me I'm right. That would also be dope. But I've been able to fly that around, and I had the early morning on Saturday to fly for basically to give me 2 days worth of videos, which was really nice. And I've been kind of trying to do that where I'm flying multiple times when I go out, not just every day, but fly multiple batteries. multiple places, multiple looks and feels, so that if I do fall behind like I have, because like I was saying, Sebula broke, and then on top of that, work got in the way, traveling up to the racetrack. More importantly, this weekend was a big weekend as I threw a surprise tea party for my girlfriend Julie for her birthday, and that took a lot of my time because I didn't know how to throw a tea party, so that took a little bit of work to figure out what to do, and I went and spent an obscene amount of money, triple digits, on macaroons for said tea party. So that took a bit of my time. So I tried to fly multiple times. Actually, Busta FPV told me that if I'm going to be doing this 31 days of flying, I should make sure that I have a couple different videos in the bank to fly, so that I can post. And that may sound like it's cheating in a sense, that I am not necessarily flying every day, though I am, and I'm not posting every day, though the goal is not necessarily to build a social media presence, which I may or may not be doing right now by rambling on and on. It's more so that I can become a better pilot and I can be more consistent in my editing. I took editing classes in college because I was forced to, because that was part of TV1. I didn't really do the editing myself. I had my roommate do it, and then we dubbed it down from his Final Cut workstation that we had in our dorm room down to the tape to tape, and we took it from stereo into to mono, and my teachers thought it was wonderful, and I passed. And so yeah, I don't have the best editing skills. Also, I'm doing all my editing on my iPhone or my iPad because I have a Dell, and I have a Dell that I got 5 years ago when I was doing office work, and it doesn't really allow me to do things creative on it. I do my file transfers on it, I handbrake on it, and get everything transferred from my HDO goggles from an AVI file to an MP4 file, which will allow me to edit up, then upload it to Dropbox, then download it from Dropbox onto my iPhone, onto an iOS device, and I edit it here in my apartment on the couch or in bed. Typically it's in bed because, well, why not? Anyways, so that's kind of why I've been banking videos, and you're seeing multiple videos from multiple days, from the same day as multiple days, because the idea is to not post every day. The idea is to fly every day to become a better pilot. The posting is supposed to keep me consistent, and it's supposed to be a way of like checking myself and making sure that I'm doing it, because there's you guys, and guys I mean gals as well, and it's like all 9 of you who have viewed my the video on YouTube, and like the 12 of you to 21 of you who have viewed it on the Instagram TV. It's been nice because it's keeping me motivated, it's keeping me in check, and keeping me doing it. Also, my beautiful girlfriend is being extremely supportive and making sure that I am doing this, because she knows how much I enjoy this community and this hobby, and it is a lot of fun, and I'm just doing my best that I can to stay with this and become a better pilot, because I would like to transfer this hobby into a business within the industry, in television and film. For those of you that don't know, I live in Los Angeles, and I work in television and film as a local lady grip brother, IATSE. That's the name of the union, guild, whatever you want to refer to it as. It's a union that I'm in. Local lady is the exact hall, and I'm a grip, like I said. And I get the pleasure of working with Thunderdrone quite often outside of just flying with him, and that's how I know him, and that's how I got into this. It has been a bit frustrating, though, trying to keep up with everything, like I've said a few times now, because today I was actually, while recording this voiceover that you're hearing now, and occasionally seeing on screen me sitting here at my workbench, I was going to revive my original Inductrix FPV. My initial build, I was going to revive it. I have I don't know what camera's on it, all in one. I do know that I think it's a Wolf Loop. I don't have the antenna's not on there very well. It's barely on there, so I was going to sit down and solder and do all this, and it's going to look so cool. that I was working while I was talking, and there was flying going on, and so instead of that, my hands are just waving in the air because I don't know what to do with them, like I'm Ricky Bobby. The reason why I'm not soldering right now, though, and working on that is because the power source that I use with my TS100 soldering iron is not working, so that means I can't even charge my 1S batteries. So I'm going to, I guess, since I can't solder, to fix my power source, because I need the power source to solder my power source. I guess I'm going to have to buy a power source, and I'm most likely going to do it through Pyrodrone. They do not sponsor me, though that would be awesome, or Pyroflip, or whatever, I don't know, we call it Pyrodrone. They don't sponsor me. They're a California company. They are up in the valley, and I believe it's Chatsworth, and I'm down here in downtown LA, so I get the stuff relatively quickly, which is nice. Nothing against any of the other companies. You know, it's local. Think locally, or shop locally, think globally, I think the saying goes. So that's what's going on with that, and you know, I'm just trying to make sure that I get out and I fly. It truly, with this hobby, has felt like if it's not one thing, it's definitely another. You've seen in a few videos where it's just kind of all over the place. You've seen a couple different names of the different crafts that I've built. I've rebuilt things. I've gotten pretty good at soldering because I've rebuilt things so many times. When Busta fpvito and I went to the Long Beach Tiny Whoop Grand Prix, I don't know, Dan Bordner, I'll find it. Dan Bordner, he put it on. I'll tag him in this so that gets the proper promotion that it deserves, because it was a great time on November 1st. I showed up there with a 2S 1102 build out of the Sebula, and decided I wanted to step it down to a 1S build with 702s or something. I forget what the motors are, but they're the Inductrix BL motors. So not only did I step down from a 2S pigtail, I dropped down to a 1S, soldering, put new motors on, which meant that I had to go into BL Heli, or I had to go into Betaflight, then to figure out if I'm spinning correctly, figure out which ones weren't spinning correctly. Didn't take the props off because it's a whoop, even though you should always take the props off so you don't cut your fingers off or your face. Anyways, was in BL Heli, learned BL Heli real fast because I had to, and eventually I got flying again after I went back to 2S, and I went back to the 1102s, the happy models, 19,000 kV I think they are. I don't remember, I'm not good with numbers. I took Algebra 6 time and only got to Algebra Dose, so that's what we're dealing with here. So it truly has been kind of one thing after another. I'm constantly building, constantly rebuilding, which has been nice. I've gotten to learn a lot in a short period of time. I've only been in this hobby for about a year now, and again, it's because of my good friend Thunderdrone FPV, who got me into this. I met him on a job, and we just kind of clicked. We bound together, we binded, and he got me on the Spectrum game and the Inductrix game, and I found my way into the Modules, and which I had one on order from Banggood, but they're backed up, so sticking with my 85 build for now until I end up building a Squirt, which hopefully eventually you'll see some footage in this 31 days of flying. And I know I have it billed as #FlyMoreVember, and there apparently is a rhyme that apparently something about 30 days past September, April, June, and November. So yes, 31 days of FlyMoreVember, though I started on November 2nd, so it really doesn't matter because continuity, even though I'm going for it, apparently isn't a thing with me. That's fine. I'm a little all over the place, just like my flying. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what this is. I'm catching up. I have days 5, 6, 7, and 8. 9 and 10 going up, and the next time you get a notification because you liked and subscribed this video, and my soul that just went out to you on the YouTubes and the Instagrams, I will see you fly for you next time, hopefully tomorrow, Sebs. So be a good Seb, don't be a Seb.